and you're joining me after my first night sleeping in a hammock. As you can see, I have a hammock set up under a tarp, and this was because there was some rain last night and I was worried it might rain. Setting up a hammock for the first time is certainly an interesting and educational experience. It certainly was for me. And setting up the tarp is even more of a faff, I would say, than setting up the hammock. The hammock is relatively easy and straightforward. The most important thing with the hammock, obviously, is that you need two sturdy trees to attach it to, and set that quite high. And then the tarp you need to set even higher, and that relies on tying some knots. So I'm going to start taking it down, and I'll show you some close-ups to tell you how you do that. So these hammocks are really, really easy to put up. They have something called a soft carabiner system. You can buy a clip-on metal carabiner to make it easier for you, but actually these ones are really straightforward. So if you just come in a bit closer. So basically it comes with a leash that you tie around the tree, and it has two loopholes either end. And then you get this cord from the hammock which goes through the two loops and then feeds back through this open loop here, and you see there's a bead, and you want to tighten it so that bead holds the knot in place, and then as if by magic that will take your weight. Amazing. Once the hammock is up, you need to tighten it so you can get it quite high, and it has this very simple system here where you can pull one end to make it go slack, or pull the other end to make it go tight, and then just by putting it down it locks it in place. Getting into a hammock is something of an art form in itself, which I've had to learn very quickly because I nearly got flipped right back out of it. It's especially difficult when you have a camping mat inside which you need to keep you warm. So I have worked the perfect method, I hope. So I find it's best to sit in the hammock first as almost like a swing, and then turn yourself around, and then you don't fall out. So when you get your tarp, the first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't come with paracord, which is absolutely vital for being able to attach it to the trees. So I picked this one up really cheaply, just from like a local pound shop. You can get it very, very cheaply. And you have to thread all the contact points. You have to thread it through these and then tie it with a knot to the trees quite high up. Okay, so when you're tying up the paracord for your tarp, you want to double over the cord itself, and then I tend to do a double slip knot, which basically means wrapping it around, crossing it over and bringing it underneath. And the first one will give you the anchor, and then to tighten it you want to just do a second one, so that's over again and then underneath. And as it's not load bearing, this is perfectly adequate. Tighten it up to stop it from going anywhere in the night. So when setting up the tarp, you have 4 pegs that come with it as standard. These are very lightweight ones because this is the lightweight model, and they're not necessarily that strong. When I pitched it last night, it actually pinged out of the ground and when you look at it now as I'm taking it out, it actually bent as well. So consider replacing them with stronger ones. But the key point is to get it as tight as you can, so that you get a nice flat roof over you that the rain will come off from. And then now the hammock is packed away, it's pretty tiny, which is really, really good for lightweight backpacking and of course travelling as well. So all in all, a good nifty little product.
Pitch it or attach it higher than you think is necessary, because as soon as you get in it, as I'm demonstrating now, you dip really quite low, so you need to have quite a good bit of clearance from the ground. Also to make sure it's level, so that your feet aren't higher than your head, or that your head isn't massively higher than your feet, because as we experienced, we've both got quite cold feet because we were slightly like this. And also just making sure you've got a thermomat or an under blanket, which this is, to give you an insulating layer underneath, otherwise it gets so cold underneath them. But if you've got all of those things, then you've got this really lovely warm cocoon sort of gently sway to sleep in, and it's really lovely.